Okay, y'all. So this is the best way I can explain like spiritual anatomy, right? So you have a man and a woman. Let's say the flesh is representation of, we know that God took the dirt, molded it, breathed into it, made Adam for the woman. He took from the man, took the rib from the man, put it in a woman, right? So let's say the man's flesh is, like I said, the dirt. Then when he believes, the believer is supposed to have living, the flowing living water in their belly as well as their heart, right? So when he ejaculates, when he makes a child, you know, that area, his loins, it represents seed, right? So a man is flesh, water, and seed, right? So when you see a man that he's producing seed, but okay, he's not taking care of it or whatever, that's why God says, look at his fruit. He's saying that if a man has the living water flowing in his heart and his belly, that when his seed is put out, that water that water will help the seed to germinate. But when a man does not have that in his heart and his belly, and he ejaculates and make a seed, even if that seed does germinate from your water, right? Because a woman, we know in our loins and groins, we we ejaculate, as well. So when a man inserts the seed in us, we water it with our womanly functions, right? But that's just a part of the process. If a man doesn't have that flowing living water in his heart and his belly, when that seed is watered through us, that's why you hate your baby daddy. That's why you hate your baby daddy. Because you didn't check to see if he had the water in his belly and in his heart, that when you reproduce, to be able to help you with this child in the growing process. That's what the Lord gave me. That's what the Lord gave me. And so even with, who you allow, man, I understand being like tricked and a man telling you one thing, presenting you one thing, but that's why you have to go to the water source, right? You're not just gonna go and drink out of a creek if you have a sink or something in your water. That's why we get purified water. Check the source of the water. He's telling you, oh baby, I got the house, I got the car, I got the clothes, I got this, and you like, hello, girl. He got the stars in his ceiling, whatever, right? And so you looking at this fruit, right? But you never, and so, okay, then maybe y'all had sex, and so you got some of his seed, okay? And so then, you seen the red flags of the fact that, he said he believed in God, but like, you seeing what he speak from his belly, because what's in a man's heart gonna come out of his mouth. You seeing, what his appetite is in his belly, and like, man, how could he say that and that be his appetite for him to have sex with me outside of marriage, and he say that he's a true believer of Jesus Christ. And sometimes what we don't want to say as women is that, yeah, I love God. However, if it means that I will never get married, I'm going to always choose to sleep with a man outside of marriage, no matter what becomes of me because of that. So what's the solution here? Because a lot of people like to get on here and rage bait y'all and give y'all a whole bunch of information without a solution. The solution is to have a boundary with yourself, not just a man. Because one thing about it is, you like, oh girl, I'm gonna wear these granny panties, whatever. We put up all these fake boundaries, and the man put his finger in the hole, the hole in the panty, and still pull them down. You know what I mean? Like, if you mess with a real wolf, he don't care. He don't care about your period. He don't care about your period panties. He don't care. He don't care if you got a yeast infection. He trying to make dough. He doesn't care. You have to have boundaries in yourself to be a true garden inspector. You gotta become Inspector Gadget and really look. Now he say he got the living the living water in his heart and his belly, but I'm looking at his appetite and I'm looking at what he's saying, and it ain't matching. And yeah, you can wait, maybe I could seek God together and everything like that. But it's like one thing I know about every woman that I'd have never met that try to build a bear, build a man, change his appetite, everything like that. But outside of just praying for him, she do extra